In my opinion, the number one rule in marketing is GIFT. That stands for get in front of them. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine, one of the most powerful speakers that I've ever listened to before. And I was on the phone with him and he just said to me, Ed, I feel like I'm invisible sometimes online. And part of the reason he felt I have a very active following on Instagram, and Instagram is currently the number one source right now in my business for new leads. So guess what? I'm on Instagram. And today on the show, we're going to roll up our sleeves and talk about how you can use this social media platform to get more followers, to get more engagement, to get more customers, and to change the world. Welcome. This is EdTalks Live. All right, hey, welcome to EdTalks Live. My name is Ed Rush. I say my own name. My name's Ed Rush. Sometimes you have to slow down when you're saying your own. It's like the easiest, it's 6 letters. Welcome to EdTalks Live. My name is Ed Rush, 5-time #1 best-selling author, former F-18 fighter pilot, your host for the most positive place on the planet for insanely implementable ideas. Now, I want to give you some statistics as we go into the topic for today. Instagram has over 1 billion, that's 1 billion with a B, monthly users. Over 500 million people check Instagram stories every single day. 63% of users log into Instagram every single day for an average, check this out, 28 minutes a day. Now, I know that's some social commentary I don't even want to get into, but think about the amount of engagement on a platform like that. 75.3% of businesses use Instagram. 14%, listen to this, 14% of adults in the United States use Instagram as a news source. Look, I'm not making this stuff up. These are just the statistics. And so my point in this is whether or not you like Instagram as a social media platform, Instagram is here to stay. And I consider it the top 2. I consider it in the top 2 of all social media platforms for businesses today. I've got my special guest, Marquetta Breslin, coming up. Marquetta, simply put, is one of the smartest people on the planet for using Instagram. She's built a very nice high 6-figure business using this as a platform, and I'm going to be introducing her in just a second. But before I do that, if you just joined us, please jump into chat and say hello. You can do that on the right-hand side if you're on YouTube. You can do it right below in the comment section if you're on Facebook. This is Instagram hacks to explode your following. I just want to say hello to a couple of my friends. Dennis Bauer, who got here about 30 minutes ago, by the way. I was checking in on the YouTube stream and I saw Dennis, so that was awesome. I told Dennis, and I got about 5:57 this morning. We were having a little game this week about that. Hello, Aubrey, good to see you. Dennis says, welcome to the front row. Robert says, have any more room on the front row? Hey man, I'm squeezing in. I love it. Jim Butts, good to see you, buddy. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Jim Butts, good to see you. 4:47. I don't know if you're telling us the time zone though when you tell us that. Maybe I should have you do that. Mr. Wush, thank you very much. Yes. John T, good to see you, buddy. Jump in and say hello in chat. In a moment, I'm going to give you a mission to accomplish in chat. But this is Instagram hacks to explode your following. My name is Ed Rush, and today we're going to roll up our sleeves and talk about how you can use this social media platform to totally dominate. Now, just a couple weeks ago, I had Marquetta Breslin on the show, and just like David Letterman said, here's a person who literally needs no introduction, but I'll do it. For those of you who may have just joined us, Marquetta is an Air Force veteran. She and her husband came out of the Air Force, much like I came out of the Marine Corps, and started their own business at home. In fact, when they started their own business at home, it was actually starting their own business in an apartment. Her husband, Ricky, literally put a camera in front of her face and said, start talking now. And that turned into their first, is that about right?
That's about right.
That's about right. So we're very close friends, by the way. He said, start talking now. He's done that to me too, by the way. And that became, as far as I understand it, their very first lace wig training system that turned into a incredibly successful venture, teaching women around the world, well, women and men, I guess, how to create these beautiful lace wigs. And she's grown her brand now. She's a speaker and an author and an advisor to businesses. And frankly, they're my go-to couple when it comes to social media. So anyway, Marquetta, welcome back to the show. I'm glad to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be back.
It really is an honor to have you. So we're going to talk about Instagram. Let's start with, and by the way, Marquetta's Instagram, I have pulled up so that we can use it as a basis for where we can go. I'll actually share her screen, share her platform quickly, because I wanted to show you something that's you should find fascinating. If you look at this, you can see way up on the top, there are 109,000 people following her Instagram profile. She's got that cool little blue check on the top. That means she is a verified, no joke, for real person on Instagram. So she is truly dominating Instagram. So talk quickly about Instagram as a platform. I know you've got 4 tips that you're going to be sharing with us on, but talk about it as a platform for you and your business in general. Let's start there.
So my audience in the beginning was not really on Instagram a lot, but I'll tell you why I created my account. Actually, my youngest brother was in college, and he came home one weekend and he mentioned Instagram. He said, "Are you on Instagram?" I said, what is Instagram? I don't know anything about that. He said, "No, you should really get on Instagram. All the college kids are there." I'm thinking, well, I'm not a college kid anymore, but maybe I should, to get ahead of the game, maybe I should just create an Instagram account and see what happens. So I did, and my audience was kind of growing very, very slow, but a lot of my people were on Facebook at the time. And then over time, everything has transitioned over to Instagram, which is why we've shifted our focus to Instagram, even though we still nurture the other platforms. But I just get a lot of engagement, and my audience is growing every single day. It continues to grow over on Instagram. So that's how I started over there and why. And over time, I've learned different things, different tips and tricks to be able to grow the audience even more. So that's what I'm excited to be sharing today.
All right, cool. So you've got 4 tips prepared. We're going to move into those fairly quickly. Before I do that, I just want to welcome you. If you just joined us, my name is Ed Rush, host of EdTalks Live. I'm here with my friend Marquetta Breslin. We're talking about Instagram hacks to grow your business. Now, about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, Marquetta and I did a show on social media strategies. If you haven't had a chance to watch that, do that after you watch today's show. We're going to go deeper, and really some of the tools that we're going to be talking about, we're going to be leveraging on what we talked about in that prior show. But if you're just joining us, you're going to be fine. So let's get into the Instagram hacks that you have to share, and let's start with the first one.
Okay, so the first one is the importance of using hashtags. Hashtags, if you don't know, and I'm only saying that because my dad looked at me one day and he said, "What is a hashtag?" I said, "Dad, it's a little pound symbol." So that's what it is, a little pound symbol. You need to make sure, if you're building an audience on Instagram, that you're using your hashtags. So every time you post a piece of content, Instagram will allow you to post up to 30 hashtags. That gives you 30 different opportunities to reach different people in your market. So every time that you post something and you don't use those 30 hashtags, you're taking away your chances of building your following. You also have to look at Instagram as a search engine. Stay with me here for a moment. Instagram, let's take me, for example. Couple months ago, I was in Dallas with Ed teaching at the Ultimate Speaker event. I think I was speaking or something like that. And I really needed somebody to braid my hair. So instead of going to Google to find a hair braider, where did I go? I went to Instagram, and how did I search? Using hashtags. I just simply searched Dallas braider and found a lady, literally found someone to braid my hair. So you have to think of Instagram as a search engine, and you think of that when you're putting your hashtags underneath your post. So if you are a doctor, or physician, pediatrician in Dallas, or a Dallas pediatrician, hashtag, all of these different things, you have to think in terms of keywords and search terms. How would you search for something? What terminology would you use for your market? And those things are the ones that you want to be using as hashtags in your business. It's very, very, very important.
All right, this is great. I'm going to share my screen again. This is something I will tell you that I have not been using properly in Instagram, even though I have over 80,000 people that follow me on Instagram, and I used to use these really well. Lately, I've just been posting and forgetting about these, but I'm going to show you on the screen right now. You can see Marquetta's most recent post. Interestingly, by the way, I want to just pause for a moment. This is an Instagram video, which is a very powerful way to communicate on Instagram. And this here, this is a really compelling headline. I'll just tell you that she did a great job with this. I didn't even notice that when I pulled it up, but look at this story time. I received a death threat. Now, I'm not personally all that interested in lace wig making, but I probably will watch this video now just because I want to find out about this. So this is the post right here. So she said, years ago, I experienced my first death threat. And then she went on to show the link on her page where that shows up. And then here are these are all the tags, right, that you're using, all the hashtags. Now, what I did is I went over to Instagram and I typed in one of the tags, handmade lace wig. So if somebody typed that in, sure enough, there's your video there, there's your video there, there's your video there, there's your video there. That's you again, right? I think that's you again.
Yep.
So maybe these are yours too, who knows? There's 7, it looks like, at least, that are yours. Is that the idea?
Yep, that is the idea. So if someone is looking for a handmade lace wig, or they're looking to learn how to make a handmade lace wig, boom, there I am.
Okay.
So one of the other things that I also do is I use my training system as a hashtag as well. So hashtag lace wig training system. So anytime somebody's looking for that hashtag, I am all over the place. And the reason why I like doing that as well is because it helps with your brand. It helps to build the brand and the notoriety around the brand, because other people use my hashtag as well. If they are making their own wig and they're done with the wig and they post it, hashtag lace wig training system, this is how I learned, or whatever it is they're going to say. So I use the hashtags for multiple different reasons, but over on Instagram, the hashtag is the name of the game, 100%.
Very, very cool. So that's a huge tip, by the way. And I love these shows because I get things that I need to be reminded of. And I knew that. It just, I stopped doing it. So again, we're showing you an example of a micro business, and you may be watching this thinking, well, I don't want to market lace wigs. Well, yeah, of course not. You want to market your speaking or your productivity course or your work with businesses. So find a list of hashtags. And I'm assuming, Marquetta, you've got a database someplace where you just have a list of your hashtags. You just copy and paste and pop them in there, right?
Well, I have another hack. This one I didn't even plan to share. But
all right, cool.
Yeah, so later, okay, so I talked about later on the last video that you and I did together, and later.com, depending on which plan you choose, I think if you choose the one that's $10 a month, they give you hashtag suggestions. So the way to use that is you just go over to later, and when you are preparing your post within that media console, and you're preparing your post and you're typing your captions, right underneath where you type your captions, it says hashtag suggestions. So if you click on that button and type in a topic, it will give you a list of hashtags. But the beauty in that is that it will rank each hashtag by popularity. So you can just select the ones that are popular for your business, then you can delete that, and then you can put in another topic and select a few more that are popular for your business, and it also counts them for you, so that by the time you're done, you have your 30 hashtags and you can post, and you don't have to do any type of research. There you go. You see it. It's right there.
So I actually pulled up my Later account. I got this web's account because Marquetta recommended it on the last interview, okay? So I've been using this website called later.com. By the way, that's not even an affiliate link. We probably should give you an affiliate link, but we didn't. This button here that says hashtag suggestions, right? So if, let's say my videos on productivity. Oh my God, now I got to spell in public. Okay.
Don't feel bad.
Productivity. And there are my hashtags that later is talking about. So relevance, motivation, inspiration, entrepreneur, success, small business owner. Where would you go? I'd certainly pick time management, right?
Absolutely, yes.
And so put those in there so that if somebody's searching for example, time management, they're more likely to find you. Now, I want to go back to hang on, I got to find the console. There we are. I want to go back to what I said in the beginning. This is getting in front of your market. So if you feel a little like you're kind of hiding in the shadows, like, you got Marine Corps green camouflage on and no one can see you inside of the trees. Part of the reason is because you're not in front of where they're at. It's not their fault, it's your fault. But now that you know it, you know how to fix it, right?
Yep, that's right.
All right, cool. So that's good stuff right there. So first tip was hashtag plus using later.com to find hashtag suggestions. Thank you for that reminder. I need to do that, dude. Thank you. All right, so if you just joined us, my name's Ed Rush. I'm here with my friend Marquetta Breslin. We're talking about Instagram hacks to explode your following. There's nobody better that I know at this than Marquetta. I'm going to catch up real quick and say hello. All of a sudden, the comments section just blew up. David Zetz, by the way, who has a really nice Instagram following, he says more Instagram stuff. Hello, Sally. Michael, what's up, my man from California? I have a phone call due with you, my friend. Michael is the helping grow a new political party, actually, Marquetta, here in California. So right up our alley. So
yes.
Thank you. Let's see. Andrew Lowe says hello. Matt Head, good to see you, buddy. Hello, Denise. Welcome as well. To see you. And then let me make sure I got everybody. I think I did. All right, cool. Hey, Wendy, Dr. Wendy Lee, very active. Dr. Wendy Lee's very active on Instagram as well. I see her quite a bit.
Oh, that's awesome.
Posting. I think I just saw her stew that she created. All right, so let's get into the second tip. If you just joined us, my name's Ed Rush. I'm here with my guest, Marquetta Breslin. We're talking about Instagram hacks to explode your following. The first one, we talked about how to use hashtags and how to find hashtags so people can be attracted to you. Take me to the second one.
Okay, the second one is using locations and stickers in your story. So in Instagram, you have a couple of different options for little stickers and different things that you can use within your Insta story. So I found that when you turn on, or not turn on your location, when you hit the little location button, and let's say you're here in Las Vegas at the Wynn Hotel, and you're taking an Insta story. Well, before you post that Insta story, if you tap on that locations button, and the Wynn will pop up, and you may give you some other options. For some reason, it flips an algorithm switch. That's what I'm going to say in my head, because I don't know how else to explain this. But it flips some sort of switch in the algorithm, and it shows it to more people because of that location. I've seen my stories grow tremendously in terms of views. So whereas I might get 1,500 views on a particular story, if I use that location, then I may get 3,000 or 2,500, but it does something. The other key is right now, Instagram has 2 stickers created. Let me just check my account, tell you what they are. So one of them, I know that one of them is the stay home sticker. And in that sticker, if you use it, yeah, it's the little stay home sticker. Oh, you guys probably can't see it, but it's right there. And then there's another one underneath that says thank you. When you use those stickers, it creates an actual extra, it's almost like an extra little story where you can see everybody you follow that uses that sticker. That is another way to grow your following, because those get more views because Instagram is putting them in a category so you can see them all at once. And those tend to end up more on the explore page, which is that page where you can just see a whole bunch of stuff from things that you like. Those stories end up on the explore page as well, because Instagram is trying to get more people to view them.
That's cool. That's really cool. That's 2 quick hacks, by the way. I'm going to show my screen again. This is great stuff. I didn't know, man. I love it. I love stuff like this. All right, so I'm going to show you this really quickly. So, for example, this is this post that I'm I'm not posting right now, but so for example, what would I type in? This is a location. Would I type in San Diego, or what would I type for my
San Diego?
Okay, and that way people, and all of a sudden, like you said, this will give this post more visibility just here locally, right? So if I'm in Las Vegas, put it in Las Vegas. If I'm in Dallas, put it in Dallas. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. And then the second one was using, and I don't think you can find this on later, but using on your story, using those images that pop up right on, I think it's called Giphy or something like that. The first set of images that pop up, that's really cool. I didn't even think about that.
And depending on how big your following is, you can get your own stickers on Giphy as well.
All right, cool. Little stuff like that. By the way, little hinges swing big doors. And these are the little changes that, you know, a month or two from now, Instagram may have changed, but keep connected, because first of all, they're working now, but then when they change, we'll do another show. We'll tell you what changes, and then you're going to be able to be ahead of the game. And I'm going to tell you, some of the best marketers I know aren't the best marketers because they have like one secret strategy. They're the best marketers because they have like 20 small secret strategies that they implement simultaneously, and it just explodes their brand. And these little hinges swing big doors. All right, cool. That is number 2, which is to add locations and those little images to your story. So very good. I'm going to catch up real quick. David Zetz, I got your question, buddy. I got yours as well. Let's do these really quickly while we're here. So Marquetta, the first one on the hashtags. If a particular hashtag has a lot of posts, will your post get buried amongst the other hundreds of thousands of posts? In other words, if a hashtag's too popular, should you use it?
If something is really, really popular, then I'll make sure to use a lot of other ones that are similar to that one. But depending on how much love your picture gets or your video gets, you can make it to, there's 2 separate, I think it's called recents. So the recents will show all the posts, but there's another one, and I forget the name of it. I think it's called popular. The popular ones will show, even though there's hundreds of thousands of posts, let's say yours got 10,000 likes, you may end up showing up on that popular page, even for that post that has hundreds of thousands of people hashtagging it. Yours could still end up showing up on that popular page. So I wouldn't avoid it altogether, but I would definitely use some similar hashtags to that one, just so that, because you never know. We never know. I had one video a couple years ago that just blew my mind. Every time I checked it, there was another 10,000 views on this. The most random video of me just ventilating hair onto a wig. I know.
By the way, it's interesting the way that works. And on a previous episode, Perry Marshall, who's a friend of ours, said he was talking about the new 95-5 economy. And what he said was, in 95-5 economy, you strike out, you have 20 at-bats, you strike out 18 times, you get 1 single and 1 grand slam. And I was thinking, it's interesting how that works, where you put 20 posts out there and 18 of them, but then one, boom, all of a sudden hundreds of thousands of views, and you don't even know why. So a couple quick questions. And by the way, thank you for your questions. This is exactly what we want you to do on the show. Diana says, and I'll just answer this one quickly. Diana says, can I post Instagram on my computer, or do I have to use my phone? My understanding, Marquetta, is that you can use a system, for example, like later.com, to post using your computer. Otherwise, you need to be on your phone. Is that right?
Yes. However, if you have a business account with Facebook, they now have a brand new creator studio, and you can post from your desktop to Instagram, and that is amazing.
Big change. Yeah, I mean, it's again one of the reasons why I didn't love Instagram. I don't like this. It's not my thing, you know. I like to type. And interestingly, once I started using that tool later, if you look at my posts over the last week on Instagram, my posts are longer in terms of content because I like writing. So I'm typing instead of sitting at my computer. So very good. All right, one more question from Dr. Ed Winberry. He says, Marquetta, regarding location, do you always use the location of where you are at the time? Always. Okay. All right. So if you're in Las Vegas or Dallas, you don't switch it to say, you're in like a Saskatchewan or something. Right. Especially if you're in, I call them Instagram popular places. So I live in Vegas. There's a restaurant here called Catch. And it's a great place for Instagrammers to go and take selfies because of the way the decor is. So if I'm near Catch,
I'm going to use that location. That's the way to leverage your location. If you're in a very popular spot, if you're in the Grove in LA, or some of these really popular places, it's really cool when you can use that location and everybody can see who you are and what you do. That's a really cool hack. It's one of my favorites.
That's cool. We go down to Balboa Park quite a bit and take pictures there. There's a lot of beautiful pictures there as well. So post Balboa Park, it just given me a whole bunch of ideas. I love it. Quickly, Dennis Bauer says, can we go back and edit previous posts to add change hashtags, add location, etc.?
Yes.
The answer to that is yes. All right. So let's get into, and I've got to get Marquetta. She's got another show right after this, so I need to get her off in about 20 minutes or so. So we're going to keep cracking. If you just joined us, by the way, welcome to EdTalks Live, the most positive place on the planet for insanely implementable ideas. I'm here with my friend, good friend, Marquetta Breslin. We're talking about Instagram hacks to explode your brand. We covered the first two, having to do with hashtags and your story. Take us into number 3.
Okay. Number 3 is engage. And I know that one may seem like, well, of course we know to engage, but you'd be surprised how many people who really want to build a following that just don't engage. They post and they turn away. But you have to engage with your audience. They want to know that you're real. They want to know you. They want to chat back and forth. And you don't have to send them long paragraphs, but just engaging is very, very, very important. For social media, we have to be social. But one of the things that I like to do is on my Explore page, I will go through and look at other work from other wig makers or other students, other people in the hair industry, and I will go and comment on their post. Hey, this is beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love this. This is awesome. Not only now it's genuine, because I'm not going to leave a comment on anybody's post that if I don't believe their work is amazing. But what that also does is it exposes and the people on their page. So I like to do that a lot, actually. And if you don't like to surf Instagram from the phone, if you use Google Chrome, there's a Google Chrome extension so that you can, there's just a little extension and you click the button and it will open up Instagram to look exactly how it looks on your phone. And you can do all the engaging right there from your desktop and type your comments and all of that. I do it more from my desktop than I do my phone anyway. I just rather, like Ed, I just rather type. I don't want to do this. So I would rather type, but engaging is so important. It helps people to discover you that would have never discovered you before.
Boy, I'll tell you, and just think about this from the platform's perspective. So Facebook owns Instagram, right? And Facebook years ago, essentially, I think it was 2016, they said businesses no longer have a free pass. They used to show everybody's post in front of everybody, no matter what.
Yep.
And then eventually they just started throttling down the post. And so for example, I have 180,000 people that follow me on Facebook. I used to be able to put posts out in front of 180,000 people. And now I'll put a post out. It might go out to 100, 200, 300 people. And Facebook will say that they will move the post up and down based or give you more exposure on a post based on 2 things. Number 1, interaction, comments, likes, shares. Mm-hmm. The second thing is whether you pay for it, okay? So in lieu of paying for something on Instagram, which you can do, engaging your content, and I found, like you just said, one of the best ways to get people to comment is to engage with the comment. I will tell you, as a business policy, there is not a single positive comment. In fact, some of the negative comments too. There's not a single positive comment on a YouTube page, on an Instagram, that we don't respond to. Mm-hmm. Every comment, to the best of our ability, gets responded to, because that's the way to engage. But it also shows the platform that this is engaging content. So we're going to do an exercise on this show, and I'm going to show you an example of what I'm talking about right now. But we're going to use YouTube to do it. So here's what I want you to do right now. In the comment section below, so far, we have covered on the show 3 main Instagram hacks. We've covered more than 3, but the first one was using hashtags, the use of hashtags. And then we talked about later.com. The second one was how to tag your location in your story. The third one was engaging with your audience, okay? And then there were another 5 or 10 things that we talked about. So in the comment section below, I want you to tell me what your big takeaway was. And it doesn't have to be long, but say, my biggest takeaway was, and tell me what your biggest takeaway was so far from the show. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick one based on the content. I'm going to pick one and I'm going to send you a autographed copy of 21 Day Miracle. What I mean by I'm going to send you one is I'm going to take one out of a box over here. I'm going to sign it. I'm going to print the label and I'm personally going to send it to you. So it's not coming off of a team member. It's not coming out of a warehouse. I'm going to send you a book. Okay. So I'm going to pick one and I will tell you, I'm going to pick somebody who's commenting today. So in the comments section, put your biggest takeaway. You don't have to format it like my biggest takeaway, but tell me in the comments what your biggest one is, because I'm going to show you, even in a video like this, you can actually boost the exposure of a video simply through comments, and it helps me and it helps you. Okay. So anyway, I thought that would be fun for us to do that on this particular show. And like I said, somebody is going to get a book, at least one of you, and maybe more. Maybe I'll sit there. So, all right. Anything quickly on that, Marquetta? We're going to move to the fourth one.
Nope. Let's go to the fourth one.
Cool. So if you just joined us, my name is Ed Rush. I am here with my guest, Marquetta Breslin. We're talking about Instagram hacks to explode your following. We've covered the first three. Marquetta's got one more prepared for you. Then we're going to start taking your questions. And so what's the fourth one?
The fourth one is tagging other accounts. So let me explain what I mean by that. My niece, she's gorgeous. My brother and my sister-in-law have her in modeling, and she's doing all kinds of things. So I run her Instagram account. I'm going to just share with you the power of tagging. So there was a picture I posted. She wears her hair out in this huge afro, but she's so tiny. She's only 4 years old. So she has this big afro and it's super curly. Well, I know, obviously, I'm a hairstylist. I know of a lot of hair companies who specialize in curly hair products. So there's one company called Mixed Chicks. So when I posted this particular picture of my niece, I tagged Mixed Chicks. When I tagged them, it showed the pictures showed up in their tags on their feed. But what happened was they ended up not only reposting her, and she got several followers from the repost, but they reached out to us also for, I don't remember exactly what it was for, but they did reach out and say, hey, thanks for tagging us. Let us send you something, or it was something like that, something of that nature. I don't have the post in front of me, so I can't say exactly what happened, but that is very, very powerful. And even for me, for a lot of my students, if I have students who are posting content and they're tagging me in the content, sometimes I don't get to see everything show up in my feed especially if I'm not following that particular student. So a lot of times what I do when I'm posting my content is I'll go and look at my tags and will select something to post from the people who have tagged me. It shows up on their page. It shows amongst other people who have tagged, but it is a way, especially if you go to these big brands, if you're a makeup artist and you go to these big brands and you've tagged the makeup artist, you can see all the different people who have tagged them in different things. That can be very, very powerful. It's another way for people to get exposed to your brand that would not have necessarily been able to see you before. So I really, really like using that feature.
Come back in here real quick and I'm going to show you. This is a post. I think it was just a few days ago I actually posted this. So this is a picture. My wife actually was at this little speaking event that I did. This is a bunch of a group of martial arts business owners, and I had this person right here, Chris Casamassa, who's one of my clients, brought me in to speak to his mastermind group. Now, cool thing was this mastermind group came. Whoops, hold on, hang on. I gotta go. Oh, there. This mastermind group actually came out of a coaching day with Chris and I about 3 years ago, where he actually ended up building this group, which is pretty cool. But I had this picture, and so instead of just posting this picture, I posted, "Hey, Chris Casamassa, remember the days when we used to have live events?" And right away, he hit me back. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, well, it goes a little bit further than that. So when you're posting, it will ask you, and there's a little corner that says tagging. Do you want to tag anybody? And if you hit that little button, you tag, let's say Chris was sitting in the front. You can drag the little arrow over Chris's head and type in his name to tag him in the picture so that that picture will show up in his Instagram on the little tagging feature.
All right, so I'm coming back to you here real quick.
I'm going to tell you exactly what it says, actually.
Go ahead.
Let's see. It says, okay, so right here, oh, that's so light. But right there underneath that post, it says tag people. So once you tap on that tag people, it gives you a little plus sign right here. Gosh, that's so right there. It gives you a plus sign.
Yep.
And then, oh, my fingers. You tap that plus sign, and then you can start typing in names of people to tag. And once you do that and you tag the people, I'll show you where it shows up on your feed. So if you go to your feed and you hit that, there's a button right, where am I? Right there.
Yep.
All of this content right here that you see, this is my page, but these are students and people who have tagged me.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So it needs to show up here instead of me having to go to their page. So it just, and all you do to find that on your page is just, I'm trying to get a good angle so you guys can see.
You're good right there.
It's just swipe, just like this. And that's how you see, those are my IGTV videos. Those are all of my products. And then if I swipe one more time, oh, that's the wrong way. Boom, there it is right there.
Awesome.
All of those people have tagged me in a post. And when they tag me in the post, other people who follow me or who just come to my page get to see what other people have done. And that's why they get exposure. And one last tip that I want to share that I haven't shared, I can't believe I haven't shared this even on the last one, is make your page public. Please, if you are in business and you want to grow your following, you need to have a public page. I can't tell you how many braiders I skipped over when I was in Dallas because their page was private. I don't want to wait to have my request approved, and then I don't want to go through all of that. And it's just not good to have a private page if you are a public business.
Yeah, very simple. So if someone has to request to be part of your page, unless you have like a speakeasy bar inside of a hotel someplace, just make your thing public, right? So, all right, cool. Number 1, hashtags. Number 2, story. Number 3, engage with your audience. Number 4, tag other accounts. Those are 4 powerful tips. We're going to go to your questions in just a moment. I have to tell you, though, I messed up. So what I meant, by the way, so some of you are watching on Facebook. If you're commenting on Facebook, you're commenting on Facebook. There's only one place. When I asked you to put your info in the comment section, there's underneath this video down below, you'll see there's a section that says comments. And if you look in there, right now, I just pulled it up. I put a little comment in there that says, let's go. You can actually put your takeaway in the comments. So do me a favor, copy your takeaway from chat, put it down into the comment section. That's what I was talking about as far as putting it into the comments. And my bad for telling you the wrong place. I will now send out 3 books. Okay. So as a way to thank you for being flexible, I'm going to send out more books right out of the office, right to you. All right. So if you can wait, Delisa said comments are not available until after. Oh, my bad. So comments aren't available. Okay. So I don't know you know what? I should just turn the whole show over to you, Marquetta, and I should just shut up from now on. After the show's over, put your comment in there and I'm going to pick a few to send books to. All right. So we are going to, thank you, Delisa. Oh man, what would I do without the Delisa tool? Thank you for that. I appreciate it. All right, so we are going to go into a question and answer segment. And because this is my show, I get the first question. So if you want to get your questions answered either in Facebook or in YouTube, type those into chat, format it with the word question. I will tell you we have exactly 10 minutes left of Marquetta's time, and then she's going to go off into her next show. I'm going to do a little bit of a wrap on today's show. But the first question I have for you is using links. So I like the idea of getting somebody from Instagram over to an actual page that would take them to go opt in. Go get a free book, maybe go to my website, maybe go to a video on YouTube. How do you use links not only in your profile, but also in your posts?
So in Instagram, it doesn't allow you to post links in your actual post unless you're posting an IGTV video. Those links are actually live once they click and go into the IGTV little area where you can see multiple videos. When they click on your post content, like if they click on to read more of what you say, that is a live link. That's the only way to have a live link in a post is if it's IGTV. They have not, I wish they would, but they still have not allowed for people to post live links in actual posts. So what I like to do is if I know certain videos that I post will get more views than others. So I know if I'm posting a video that's going to get a lot of traffic and a lot of views, I'm going to update that link in my bio and say in that post, I may even put it in the video, go click the link in my bio for more info, or go click the link on my bio to get this thing, or to watch the rest of this video. Also, if you have I want to say if it's over 10,000 followers, you can do a swipe up in your Insta story. So I will do that sometimes. If I have a post that's doing really, really well, I will say, go to my story and swipe up. And a lot of times when I do that, I'll only have one thing in my Insta story so that you can't swipe. You just got to do one thing. You just got to watch this story and swipe up. You can't go to the next story.
So take a look at this post here. You see where you received the death threat one. You've got this link that goes to Marquetta Breslin, 5 things. Is that how did you get that post in there?
IGTV, because it's an IGTV video.
Got it. Okay. Yep. And then you have this opt-in that people can go to pay or buy this course that you've got available, right? All right. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right, cool. We're going to jump into some more of the questions. Let me see. Where did I miss? I saw one. Oh, by the way, a good little comment here. David said, last week, I started using paid promotions. He got 5 calls booked and closed 4 from the first promotion. So thank you for that. Today, I'm going to start using location on stories. I love it, man. Dude's an implementer.
That's awesome.
This is very cool. All right. So Dr. Wendy Lee said, where in Facebook do you create for Instagram? My understanding is that's inside of Facebook's business manager. Is that right? Yeah,
it's in the business manager in the creator studio.
Okay.
So if you have a business page on the very, very top, I think it's around the middle, but it gives you some different options like page settings and stuff like that. You'll see up there, it says Creator Studio. In that Creator Studio, you can manage all of your pages. You can respond to direct messages. You can post IGTV videos. You can post Instagram stuff. You can post Facebook stuff. It's pretty amazing.
All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, it's designed for people like us who want to create a lot of content and engage with our followers. So very good. All right, this is another good question. Thank you. Dr. Wendy Lee says, question, can you address post versus stories and the benefit of using each of those two?
So your story is only available for 24 hours. And that's usually where I just recently took a trip to India a couple months ago. And a lot of I didn't want to bog down my feed with a whole bunch of actual posts that would stay on my page. So I did a lot of updating in my stories because I knew it was going to go away in 24 hours and people would still get to travel along with me in India, but the post would disappear. So the difference between the two is the story is going to be up for 24 hours and you can actually do a swipe up depending on how many followers you have to send people directly to a link. And the post can stay for forever if you want, or you can delete it. That's where you use your hashtags, but you can't use a link in the actual post.
All right. So, for example, this is Marquetta's page. These are her posts down here. And some of them, by the way, like this is an IGTV post, which I'm going to ask you about in just a second, by the way. This is her this is a story, right? So you got this with this little button. Then it's about 15 seconds later, it shifts over to this right here, which is a little pitch for YouTube. So right now on your story, you've got those 2 items, but they're not necessarily down here in your post, right? So,
right.
So they're just little things that you've got going on. And then again, like she said, if you have over 10,000 people, you get the ability, like on my account, where people can swipe up to watch the entire video or watch an entire clip of the video. And you should go to Ed Rush Pilot on Instagram. I want you to watch not only the stories, but also watch the posts, and you can see how we're taking this show, which is primarily on YouTube and Facebook, and we're cutting it into pieces and putting it onto Instagram, where then people can swipe up to watch the entire show either on YouTube or also in Instagram TV. And by the way, that's Marquetta's and her husband Ricky taught me to do that, and her team members also taught me how to get that all that stuff set up. So it's pretty cool. All right. So I'm going to ask you about IGTV. We've got about 3 minutes left with Marquetta. So I'm going to do the last question and let you wrap up. IGTV was launched just within the last year or two by Instagram. And up until then, you could basically do about 59 seconds worth of video. Now you could do up to an hour, as far as I understand. How are you using Instagram TV in your business right now?
So I've tried it multiple different ways. I've tried uploading the video just regular, and right now, so it used to be that you could not upload a 1920 by 1080 video because people would have to look at it sideways, and you had to upload it 1080 by 1920. You had to flip the dimensions so that it could be portrait. So what I found in doing that, I said, okay, if you're going to make me do it portrait, I'm going to put a big headline at the top and my logo down at the bottom, and then I'm going to post this content. Well, what I found was in doing that, it is a major attention grabber. I have some of my IGTV videos that have gotten close to 1 million views. Some of them may be over 1 million views right now, because you put that big old attention grabber headline and you put your link down at the bottom. And remember, on IGTV, you can post a live link there so that people can go to your page or go follow you or whatever you want them to do. So that's how I leverage IGTV. And I will take an entire video. My husband and I, every night we do a show on marketing, different topics. So I take that whole video, I will edit it down to that 1 hour and post that whole video with a big headline at the top to IGTV. And that's how I'm able to leverage. You can also, now you can upload a 1920 by 1080 video and it will flip when they flip the camera, but it just doesn't do as well as that big headline and the URL at the bottom.
This is the one we're talking about. So like a headline like this, here, let me pull this back up. Something like this. So you see the headline above the video and then the video underneath of it. That's an example of what Marquetta's talking about right there. And I'll tell you, these EdTalks live shows, I will get 3 to 5 times as many views on Instagram TV for the clips of the show than I do for the original broadcasting of the actual show on YouTube. So it goes back to what I said in the beginning of the show about getting in front of your market. Look, if they're on Instagram, then put your content in front of them on Instagram, okay? And I would suspect that within the next month or two, Instagram will be expanding their ability for you to go. You can go live on Instagram now. It's just a little clunky. And my belief is that we're going to be able to use systems like the one we're using right now, the StreamYard system, into Instagram. By the way, Marquetta's website is right below. I highly suggest that you sign up for her email list. Look, I know that you're probably not going to go off and build a business around lace wigs, but she's truly one of the best marketers that I know. And one of the things you can do to really make yourself successful is to follow smart people. So go to her website and sign up for her list and at least follow her marketing. She's really good at what she does, and you want to use her as an example. Marquetta, any last minute thoughts? I know you have to go off to another show, and I'm going to get you off in about 30 seconds, but any last minute thoughts for our folks?
Always. Don't be intimidated by social media. What I shared on the last live that we did together is read the manual. If you have, before you approach this, I know this is a lot of information, but before you approach and start using a social media platform that you're not familiar with, it's always important to go through the training that is created by that company for that specific thing. That's how you're going to learn all the best practices and learn exactly what it is you need to do. And then you can implement these practices into using that platform to the best of your ability. And one last thing that I want to share with you guys is an app that actually will generate hashtags as well. And it's just called Hashtag. That's all it's called, is hashtag. And the icon for it, it's a pink background with a big old hashtag in the front. That will generate lots of hashtags for you by popularity as well. So just take these things, do it one thing at a time. Don't try to do everything at once, but be very meticulous with how you implement what you learned today.
Awesome. So chat's already exploding. Marquetta saying thank you to you. So thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Tell my man Ricky that I said hello. As usual, I would love to have you back.
Absolutely.
I don't even know if I should give you an option. You just have to come. So
okay,
I know you have another show. So I'm going to wrap up today's show with a couple of the questions that are in here, but I'll let you go. Thanks, Marquetta. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Talk to you soon. All right. So we're going to wrap up the show really quickly. I've got a couple questions in here that I'm going to cover. And then we'll wrap up. And any questions that you have for me on social media, I will answer them to the best of my ability. Just so you know, as far as this week goes, I was going to do this show tomorrow. That's actually going to be next week. Jonathan and I were on the phone. We've got some more content that we need to prepare for you. And so that's going to actually be next week. So tomorrow, what I'm going to do is, if you remember yesterday on the show, I started with the how to dominate your day, starting with your morning. And I had about another 20 or 30 minutes worth of content that I was going to cover. So I'm actually going to do that tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be another set of productivity trainings. And then on Thursday, my friend Scott Zimmerman's coming in, former top executive at General Electric, is going to talk about his mission to raise and train leaders who will change the world. Okay, before I do that, make sure you head over to this website below. If you haven't already been there, edrush.com. That's where you're going to get signed up for this show, the updates on this show. I also have a new series called the Weekly Flight Briefing. That's coming out via video and also coming out on podcast. And I'm going to send all the information out tomorrow on that new weekly series. It's a very short, bulletized version of what I'm learning, what I'm reading, the things that I'm working on, so that you can get better too. And you're going to sign up for that at edrush.com. That is below. Okay, so I want to answer a couple of questions that you have been asking in chat. So Dr. Wendy Lee says, I've been told IG and Facebook do not like when you record video elsewhere and stream to them or upload to them. In other words, not using external links like StreamYard, because Facebook and Instagram don't like it. Well, first of all, it's almost impossible to stream into Instagram. You can use a remote server to be able to do that, but it's super clunky and it jams the picture together and it doesn't work very well. So I have not successfully streamed to Instagram. What I have done, however, is right here behind this camera actually is another tripod with this camera that I'm like kind of pulling out in front, like this one right here. And I have actually streamed this show with that camera onto Instagram Live with marginal success rate. Frankly, I have a lot better success on Instagram, actually just taking the videos, editing them down, and putting the edited content chunks of the video. And if you watch the show when I talked about live streaming, you'll remember that one of the reasons on the show, you notice on the show today about six times I went, now, if you just joined us, what that is my clue to my team that here's the time to cut a new chunk. So they'll take it until the logical conclusion, and usually it's about 3 to 7 minutes long, each of those chunks. And today, for example, on today's show, we probably had about 6 of those. So those 6 will end up on Instagram Live. Those 6 will end up on Facebook. Those 6 will also end up on LinkedIn. So I'm taking this content and posting it natively on those apps, even though I know that wasn't your question. Now, back to your question on the external. So right now, now I'm going to talk about YouTube, which again, you didn't ask about, but I'm going to say that right now, so I've heard that YouTube moves videos up and down, but they'll do it less if you put links in the description. So this week, we're actually doing a test. You'll notice this video doesn't have any links in the description. We're testing to see if that changes the visibility of the actual videos. As to the rest of that, I'm not sure if Facebook moves up or down content based on where it's coming from. I know a lot of people that stream to Facebook using Zoom as well. And so I believe Facebook's used to native streaming apps coming through, but no, I don't have any definitive answer for that for you, because I don't have any testing data for you on that. But I might in a month or two. We'll see. Okay, so I think that's it as far as the questions go. If you have any other questions, now's the time to put it in there. Edwin Barry asks, I'll just put this one last. You're not. This is hysterical. Edwin is a research scientist. So like he's a rocket scientist, basically. So I think it's funny that he called himself a dummy because the last person that I would think is a dummy is the research scientist. So he says, how do you use Instagram to record a video? Now, I'm going to do this quickly, but what I'll tell you is Instagram changes their platform all the time. So you're going to want to check, just look online and type in what you just asked me, Instagram to record a video. The way that I do it is I swipe to the right, I click the little camera icon, and then you see that little button right there. I can either take a picture, I can create a video, or I can create a live video. I can do that right down here on the bottom of that. Okay, so again, what I do is I go to my Instagram page, I swipe to the right, and I click the camera, and that's it. And I get that going just like that. So thank you for that question as well. All right, so we're gonna wrap up the show. Tomorrow we're back into productivity tips. I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna go deeper into morning routine. I'm gonna go deeper into daily routine. If you watched the show yesterday when I talked about my daily routine, I went through a discussion of scripting and how I script out tasks, and I did it in about 2 minutes. I'm gonna do a longer version of that because you deserve it, okay? By the way, a whole bunch of you decided to get in and try out the productivity course called the 21-Day Time Freedom Miracle. Okay, I am going to extend that discount now through this show. So if you haven't had the opportunity to jump in there and you maybe missed yesterday's show, I gave a $400 off coupon on a $597 product. Now, if you do the math on that, it's a $597 product that takes it to $197. That's a steal, okay? So the website is, and Delisa, if you can just put this into chat, it's edrush.com/21day. So edrush.com/21day. And it's right there, thank you, in the chat in YouTube. And the promo code is the word freedom, okay? So for example, if I go over here, I'll show it to you really quickly just so that you can see. Some of you already got this. So edrush.com/21day. When you go there, you're going to see this is my 21-day time freedom miracle. Click on the full pay. See that says $597? Type in the word freedom, which should be a good word for nowadays. And that makes it $197. All right, so I'm going to extend that through today. I had a whole bunch of you decide to take me up on that, and I want to congratulate you for taking action on your success. Some of you missed yesterday's show, and you don't want to miss out on the deal of a lifetime. All right, so it's a really cool deal, and thank you for so many of you who took advantage of that. All right, so tomorrow we're going to talk about daily routine. I'm just going to hang out here for a few minutes on chat and say hello to you. But in the meantime, just remember, when this all clears and the dust clears, you're going to be better, faster, and stronger. And together, we are going to change the world. My name's Ed Rush. This is Ed Talks Live. I'll talk to you tomorrow.